Sure. Josh Newman, running for re-election in the California State Senate, JOSH-NEWMAN. So my top three priorities are education. I'm the chair of the Senate Committee on Education, climate response, housing, and mental health. I think all three of those are pressing issues for the state. So as education chair, I guided either my own legislation, other legislation through to make California's school system from K all the way up through community college to the Cal State system and UC. Make sure they're properly funded and that we as a state have the right priorities in place, make sure that every student, to the extent possible, has an opportunity of the very best education all the way up through the system. On climate response, I've been very involved in conversations about decarbonizing California's transportation and energy systems. And then on mental health and homelessness, been very involved in those conversations in the legislature, but also successful in securing funds for Orange County for what is now a 12-city collaborative effort to get at the root causes of homelessness, youth violence, and post-incarceration reentry challenges. So I guess my most notable endorsement is probably the governor, Gavin Newsom. I have endorsements from the governor, kind of all the way down, ton of elected officials, community leaders, labor unions, especially public sector labor unions like California Teachers Association and others. So on my website at newmanforsenate.com, there's a comprehensive list. So let me give you a couple. I had a bill last year which creates a baseline standard for recess in California schools, make sure that every student gets 30 minutes of unstructured play and can't be denied recess for petty disciplinary reasons. Another bill I'm very proud of, got passed and the governor signed it earlier this month, is SB 707, which will create a framework for textile recycling in California to redirect the vast amounts of textile waste that are currently going to our landfills to create a circular economy to make sure that we better recycle, reuse, and repair textiles. SB 1215 did the same thing for batteries, and SB 760 creates a requirement across California schools to offer a gender-neutral bathroom to all students that is unsupervised, unsurveilled, so that any student can use the restroom even without fear of stigmatization or being outed. And then last, in this current cycle, I have a bill that will be a proposition on the 2026 ballot to reform California's recall process. It's something I think is necessary. So, at the state level, we have to be clear that immigration policy is a federal jurisdiction. But for me, as a member of the state legislature, I fully believe that every Californian should be treated equally under the law. No Californian, irrespective of their immigration status, should live in fear of the law or legal entities. And they are all, for the most part, contributing the same as the rest of us to our economy, and as a result are fully deserving of not only the protections but the resources that we all enjoy. So housing is one of the biggest challenges we face as a state. We are currently behind by somewhere in the order of 3 million units. And so in order to really accelerate the production of housing across every level, at every affordability or every price point, I think we need to really revisit the California Environmental Equality Act, and even to the point of waiving it for some time to generate sufficient activity in the housing market. But also on the other side, to review and reform local zoning, permitting, and fees associated with housing to bring the cost down, but also incentivize the creation of additional housing. And so there's no one simple solution, but we really need to be as creative and as urgent as possible so that every Californian has access to affordable housing. So I'm actually very encouraged by the Biden administration's recent efforts around student debt, forgiving substantial amounts of student debt. looking forward, California needs to do two things. We need to lower the cost of education, make it more affordable, make it less necessary for students to take on debt, and also allocate sufficient funds in the Cal Grant and other programs to subsidize the cost of education, especially for first-generation California learners.